Happiness Podcast Project is back, giving you nothing but the things that are going to piss you off the most. There's a lot of animal lovers out there that are justifiably not a fan of Michael Vick.
To a point where they want his death?
Apparently. There's a lot of people who don't understand. There's a lot of people who make value judgments on prison time without ever either seeing the inside of a jail cell or even knowing somebody who's been inside of a jail cell. Mm-hmm. And so I want to give a little background on Michael Vick and just and dive into it. So let's talk about what has brought Michael Vick back to the surface. And so they're going to make Michael Vick an honorary captain of the Pro Bowl team. Mm-hmm. Now I'm probably assuming that that it's in Atlanta or Philadelphia, because those were the two places where Michael Vick played.
And how did they come to pick him?
I have no idea why they would pick him.
And let me guess, Twitter somehow was the leading cause of getting him not being.
No, they're
still gonna allow him?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah, no, and actually it was a change.org petition calling the NFL to revoke the honor. Over 550,000 people have signed the petition, and other petitions have surfaced. And I just, for the life of me, I'm like, damn, y'all. First of all, I want to give it up for people who have passion. Mm-hmm. You have passion about animals, you have passion about dogs, and you say, look, Michael Vick should not be allowed to basically do anything in the world except he should just go shoot himself and die. Because mm-hmm. that's literally some of the shit. And people I know have advocated for Michael Vick's death.
Really?
People I know, or I fuck him, he's a piece of shit, I hate him. All right, so, but fuck, Harvey Weinstein just paid $25 million to not go to jail. Mm-hmm. So let's talk.
I'm sure he's getting the same vitriol as people are going after Michael Vick.
But he didn't go to jail.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what happened. Michael Vick, there was the head of a dog fighting ring.
Yeah, back about over 10 years ago, right?
When he was 28 years old. Yeah. It was about 12.
Imagine what you were doing at 28.
It was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't want to justify it by saying, hey, he was younger, this and that. I think
he got himself in a bad situation and made it worse.
Exactly. I think that either he made a bad choice, either he was a son of a bitch. He made a bad choice. He was a son of a bitch who made a bad choice.
That's what I'm kind of thinking.
Or he was a son of a bitch who made a bad choice who really didn't give a fuck about the life of a dog or another animal.
And then remember, some countries, some places in the world, they do not see animals the way we perceive animals.
No, some places in our country, they don't perceive dogs the way people perceive dogs in California. I'm going to tell you that right now. Some places in
the world eat dogs, too.
No, but some places in our country, like in Texas, people love their dogs, but also dogs serve a purpose. Mm-hmm. I've seen dogs get beat. I've seen dog fighting before when I was young. There's a lot of dog fighting that happens, and I think it's wrong. Mm-hmm. I've never, like when I was young and I seen it, I was like, you guys are fucking animals, dude. Why would you let, something as great as a domesticated pet? If you have a dog, you have a friend for life, right? It's a real friend, 100% real friend. Why would you let your real friend fight to the death unless he was protecting you? Mm-hmm. And so that's bullshit. I think that's horrible. There's nothing that Michael Vick did that can be justified. But I do say this: he went to Leavenworth prison. It's a federal prison. He did. He was settled. He was.
Well, what was Leavenworth known for?
Leavenworth is a federal penitentiary that has known for housing some really bad criminals.
Terrorists too, right?
Yeah, there's some terrorists that went to Leavenworth. From my understanding, there is a small section inside Leavenworth that's super maximum lockdown. Mm-hmm. But in the federal penitentiary itself, even if you're under medium, if you're housed in like the medium ward, right? You're still not. You still only have a few hours outside of your cell a day. Mm-hmm. So let's say Supermax, for instance, you have 1 hour outside of your cell a day. 1 hour outside of your cell a day, and it's not like you're out in the yard or you're doing that. You have 1 hour, and you can see skylight if you look to the side, and you could see a little skylight. That's Supermax, or when you're in the hole, right? Then there's maximum federal penitentiaries where you get an hour on the yard a day. And this is my understanding from my research. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, just let me know, right? Because I haven't been inside a penitentiary. I have had some friends and family who've been in federal penitentiaries. So,
justly.
Justly. Mm-hmm. Justly. I think it's a horrible way to correct people. Mm-hmm. I think it's not correcting people because obviously it doesn't work because the recidivism Fuck.
We
The
can't even say the word.
reoffending rate, fuck the hard
Recidivism.
Recidivism rate is very high in the United States. So obviously it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you're probably making people a little worse going in there because
and then denying them opportunities when they come out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so then we turn around and we look at something like, let's say a medium to high security. Guess what they're doing? They get 8 hours outside of their cell, but I don't know, but you're still only getting 1 or 2 hours outside in the air. You're just outside of your cell in a common area.
Mm-hmm.
Where then you have to worry about getting stabbed, shanked, or fucked. Mm-hmm. So it's not like it's an easy situation.
Sounds like.
So let's talk about what else Michael Vick did. And you know what? Once again, this is all 100% justifiably. So 23 months sentence in that. I think he did like 19, because in the federal time, I think you do 90% of federal time. There is no.
And that was during his prime too.
Yeah, and he threw away his prime years, right? So then what happened? And by the way, I'm not saying Michael Vick was a good guy. I'm saying that was the jail sentence that he got, right? He also had to forfeit a $130 million contract. Mm-hmm. Now, I know people try to act like, well, he had plenty of fucking money. But fuck that, $130 million contract losing. If you lose $130 million worth of salary by going to jail for 2 years, that's a lot of fucking problems, right? Mm-hmm. Also, he had agreed to donate $1 million to charitable funds for dog fighting, and he also had $1 million restitution. Those are things I think he read. So when he came out of jail, he was like $4 million in debt, right? I actually didn't think Michael Vick should have been allowed to play in the NFL again, but then I felt like it was a good compromise because he should be allowed to play in the NFL again because he had $4 million to pay back, so he should be allowed to do that to pay back his bills. And also, Michael Vick has some kids, and it's not his kids' fault that their dad was a total complete piece of shit. Michael Vick is never going to be a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. Michael Vick's career is shattered. Michael Vick's legacy is shattered.
He ruined his potential by that choice.
And also, so I think Michael Vick signed a
potential of his future too.
He signed a contract with Philadelphia. 1 year he signed for the minimum, and then he did really good. They kept him, so he signed, I think, for a couple more years where he made about $60 million. Everybody was all up in arms. Oh, well, how can that guy get $60 million? And it's like, okay, but that did allow him to pay back things that he was supposed to pay back. Mm-hmm. So you look at it, he has $30 million, and he probably has some debt, people he owe money to. Probably wound up with like $7 or $8 million after everything's done. And you know what, Michael Vick, he's been a model citizen. A lot of things that he was discussing, he said, he didn't think about it, but he has a kid now. He's not allowed to adopt or own or be around dogs for the rest of his life, supposedly.
Which makes perfect sense.
100% justifiable.
Since you've been taking so many animal lives.
Yes, and he tortured animals. He electrocuted animals. He was a fucking horror, a monster. But what I'm saying is that I think that he paid his debt to society. I think a combination of money and this, and I had a lot of people attack me and say, well, you realize that you're putting a monetary value on dogs. And I'm like, well,
don't we kind of put monetary value on animals to begin with?
Yeah, well,
when we buy a dog.
If you buy a dog, you put a monetary value.
When you adopt a dog, it's like $40. Right?
Yeah, if you buy a dog, if you sell a dog, if you take a dog to a breeder and buy a dog and sell a dog, it's $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $7,000.
Yeah.
So don't give me that shit. If you pay for a dog, you put a monetary value on it. There's also a monetary value on the upkeep of a dog. Like, you don't get to take a dog someplace and they don't treat them for free. They charge you for vaccinations. The vet is very expensive. Food is expensive. So there's a monetary value on dog. But even further than that, the American justice system puts a monetary value on everything. If I busted you in the head with a brick right now, you didn't die, so I'm not going to jail for life. But after I got out of jail for assault with attempt to do bodily harm, which is going to be anywhere from 7 to 23 years. So let's say I get out in 7 years, right? Which it should be that much. Now it's a state crime, so I'm only going to get out in 3.5 years if I don't fuck up. I get out in 3.5 years, right? Guess what I owe you? Money. I owe all of the money for your doctor's bills.
Even
all
the government money.
Yeah. I owe everybody money. I owe court fees. So there's a dollar amount put on everything. And a dollar amount, because it's one person, could be $25,000 to $50,000. That's something I have to pay off. If I don't pay it off, most likely I will not get off of probation. Most probations are kind of timed that if you make your payments on time, this will be done right about the time you're off of probation. And so why am I saying all of this? I'm saying this because of the simple fact that people are people are protesting Michael Vick doing something as simple
Is there a coin toss?
of a coin toss in the NFL. Now, I really want you to think about the people who are in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Accused rapists, Ben Roethlisberger, right? I mean,
multiple women.
Yeah, multiple
underage
women.
too.
Oh yeah, right. Let's just talk about former NFL players. I mean, we talk about Ray Lewis. We talk about who was accused of murder, which he was
one of the Panthers.
Ray Caruth, Ray Caruth, who actually murdered a pregnant woman. Dude, it's not like
Aaron Hernandez.
It's Aaron Hernandez. It's and by the way, it's not like the NFL is the bastion for like solid citizens, and nobody gives a fuck if these people do a coin toss. I mean, Ray Caruth is in jail. The people who are in jail, right? Nobody gives a fuck, right? Michael Vick paid a fine, and at one point you gotta just like, are you gonna what the person should the person just kill himself? He just should not be allowed to do anything. No happiness for the rest of his life. Fuck you. You fucked up when you were 28. You're about to be fucking. You fucked up when you're 28. You're about to be fucking 48. Fuck you. 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 I mean, at one point you gotta say, look, dude, Michael Vick, what you did was totally fucked up. But if the NFL wants you to fucking flip a coin toss with the rest of the rapists and murderers that they have on the sideline, so fucking be it. Let the guy live. You know, like all of these self-righteous.
What does that say about us for us to partake in NFL sports, watch it, and we know that there's so many criminal offenders playing?
It says that we only care about the crimes that we care about, and we're fucking hypocrites. That's what it says. That's what it says. If you're not an NFL fan and you're upset about it, just keep your nose out of the fucking business. If you're not going to watch NFL anyway, well, just boycott because that's what you're doing. But if you watch the NFL and you really have a problem with this, you're a fucking hypocrite because they got a rapist on the fucking sideline. A fucking rapist, a child rapist on the sideline. They got people who, you know, take guns in places they shouldn't go. They have a whole bunch of unsolid motherfuckers. I'm not saying everybody in the NFL is like that, but we know that there's people who are like that. There's people who domestic abusers. I mean, like, look, they were letting Ray Lewis play after he hit his woman with that big right hand. He gave her a check hook, knocked her the fuck out, and then dragged her out and didn't care nothing about her. That video was out in April. The NFL didn't suspend him until October.
Or not Ray Lewis.
I'm sorry.
The running Ray Rice.
No, Ray Lewis attempted. Ray Lewis was in a car when someone got killed. And he had nothing to do with it. You know, and I ain't saying shit. I'm not even casting aspersions on him. And by the way, all of these motherfuckers could still play, and Kaepernick can't for taking a knee.
Yeah.
Fuck all of it, dude. Like, I watch the NFL very sparingly. I like the fact that the 49ers are having a good year, but I've watched one whole game. One whole game. I got shit to do on Sundays anyway. But like at one point, you got to get off your self-righteous horse. I mean, are you gonna who do you forgive? No, you only care because you like dogs. But at one point, you got to. First of all, a dog is not a human being. Sometimes dogs are better quality than human beings. No animal should be tortured or this or that or this. But you know what? All of these motherfuckers talking that shit. Why do you have anything to do with anything that comes from China? Anything that comes from China, they have the festival when they melt dogs, they eat dogs, they have it every year. They're skinning dogs alive. It's the most horrible thing. It's part of the Chinese culture, you know. Why?
Or even going to eat at McDonald's.
Yeah,
they're partaking the
factory farming,
feedlot, slaughterhouse,
which is the worst.
So there's like a lot of. It's so weird to say, like it's hypocritical. I mean, I understand why people are upset, but it's like sometimes you really got to take a deeper look in what things you support. And what your own lifestyle is, and how when you look deep enough, you are still somehow connect with something like as in dog torture.
Oh, so look at this. The Lychee Festival, the Lychee and Dog Meat Festival in China during the summer solstice. So look, this is something that the Chinese people do. So what I want you to do, all the people out there who absolutely hate the
fact
away
your iPhones.
that dogs are tortured. Right? Samsung moved their factory out of China, so throw away your iPhones. All your Vizio televisions, please stop watching them. Half of your watches, don't buy nothing off Alibaba.com, which is the largest online retailer in the world.
Bigger than Amazon?
Yes.
Okay.
And shut the fuck up. because you're just full of shit. Your selective outrage is sickening.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sickening. And this is from somebody who actually thinks that Michael Vick, I wouldn't have been mad if they gave him.
So you're
4
having
years.
more of an issue of selective outrage.
Yes.
Selective attack.
I have a selective outrage. And
so
just,
it's almost like if you're going to go after him, then you got to start thinking about these other things that are happening. And actually, you also have to give up and sacrifice things in your personal life that is supporting things that you would deem as crimes if another individual has done them.
And everybody's going to say, I would never do that. Then shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, stop picking on Mike Vick. And I also think that there's Michael Vick came about as a quarterback at a time when people said black people couldn't even be quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was like the 4th starting black quarterback in the league in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, well, black people are athletic, but they can't be quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was,
only Warren Moon.
Yeah. Well, no, Warren Moon had to go and prove himself in Canada before he came down.
Yeah.
So Warren Moon is the most decorated quarterback in Canadian football history. And then I think he's either 1 or 2 with him and Doug Flutie.
Mm-hmm.
But he was in Canada before he did his thing at Houston.
Yeah, because it was
and Minnesota.
Warren Moon, Doug Williams, Cordell Stewart, and then who else was there?
Warren Moon, Doug Williams, Cordell Stewart, Randall Cunningham.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't remember any other successful black starting quarterbacks.
Before a time period.
Yeah. On that time period, right? Leading up to that. And Michael Vick was, look, and Michael Vick, I'm not saying that he's a great person, but I'm saying at one point, you need to stop fucking, so you're just going to, so for the rest of your fucking life, every time Michael Vick comes out, we're going to sign a petition that he can't do something.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 12 years. Get the fuck off of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all of these are the same motherfuckers. The same motherfuckers. Dude, literally, I know some motherfuckers who sat there and like somebody literally told me what Michael Vick did was wrong and he should never be there. Right. And then I heard him saying, fuck those asylum seekers at the border.
Mm.
Just fuck them.
Wait, he said that?
Dude, the person literally said it. He was sitting by me. And this is what made me say this. So I was sitting there and I was eating food and we were all eating together at a restaurant, right? And it was just somebody I don't know well. You know, the person was actually getting on my fucking nerves. And the person said, Michael Vick, fuck that guy. He fucking fought dogs, dude, and they're going to let him do this. And I said, okay, that's a pretty valid opinion because, I can understand that. And then I heard him a few minutes later because somebody was talking about asylum seeker at the border. He's like, fuck them asylum seekers, dude. They're coming here illegally. And I was like, no, they're actually trying to seek asylum. That's the law. That's what they should do.
Those Vietnamese people kind of did that,
And dude, he was totally like, nah. So like, that's the fucking hypocritical nature that I see in a lot of people saying that somebody should be killed or something like that. And like the person said,
they say it so flippantly too.
The person who said he should be killed is literally a pussy. He would never look that person in the face and be like, you should be killed. He would never look somebody in the face and say you should be killed.
What generation? Is he my generation?
Yes. He's a beta orbiter, dude, who likes to
beta orbiter,
he's
too.
a beta orbiter.
I feel like that's like your N-word to anyone.
He's a beta orbiter who fucking literally fucking sneaks around and tries to be really cool with chicks. Then I'm gonna try to work my little magic and fuck you. And when I'm the kind of guy that come up and I'm like, hey, I like you, I want to fuck around with you. You don't want to fuck around with me? Cool. I'm straight up and down. If you don't like it, that's fine. But he's one of those, I'm going to try to be your friend. Let's go hang out, some friendship shit. Oh, just a little drinky, wanky.
Wait, so you telling me if a girl was also like, no, we need to save the asylum seeker, grant him safe passage, you would jump ship right quickly.
Well, no, I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, anything for the pussy. No fucking backbone. No fucking standards in life.
Man, that's bad. That's horrible,
fucking
dude.
anything for the pussy. Literally. And you know what?
I'm learning a new language for
and half of the motherfuckers.
Come on, man.
Half of the motherfuckers who are mad at Mike Vick, are doing that shit going along with someone else. Half of the motherfuckers don't even know they don't know what Mike Vick did. They don't know what he paid. Mm-hmm. Like when I just dropped straight facts, like, well, dude, he did lose $130 million. That's a lot of fucking money. Well, that's not enough. Well, how much does he have to lose?
Everything.
What, $250 million?
So
Be better. How about if he lost 1 billion. Well, 1 billion, would you say no?
Mhm.
So don't tell me that there's not a monetary amount that he could lose.
And then he can't go back and try to earn a living of some sort.
Yeah. So let's say if a carpenter, a carpenter, honestly, and this is what's fucking crazy, a carpenter could get in an accident because he was drunk and kill a child, vehicular manslaughter, a child, go to jail for 10 years, get out of jail, and then turn around and be a carpenter again.
Mhm.
Right? And he shouldn't be in the Carpenter Hall of Fame, but he can be a carpenter again. At one point, we got to say, look, when somebody serves their time with provisions, you got to let them live their life. And you know where they do that at? In Europe. They do that in Europe. They do it in a lot of countries in Europe.
He's having a second chance, being able to have redemption.
Well, you're still.
And I think people come at him is because he's in the public eye. And, the stigma of being a professional athlete, you get paid a lot more. People have this this is weird. It's like this psychological thing where they are envious because of the money.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Well, only thing he could do is throw a football and run faster than I've ever ran in my life.
But the market dictates.
When I was a youngster, and I was in football, I was been just as good as Michael Vick if I had the opportunities. And you look at this motherfucker, and he's 795 pounds sitting on a couch with sores on his ass.
All I gotta say is, please do not try to relive your glory. Live in the now and build the future.
And I'm like, come on, dude. You were not shit. Your school wasn't shit. The people you played with weren't shit. You weren't shit. What you were was good. You were.
Why do you gotta look at me? Can you say it to the camera?
You were. What you were, motherfuckers out there who talks that shit, you were a piece of corn in a pile of shit. So you stuck out because everybody was wondering how the corn get in the shit.
Corn on the cob.
But you still ain't shit. You just a shitty piece of corn. That's all I got to say about that. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Shitty corn.
And what's a...
fuck the question.
I can't even take it serious. Okay.
Fuck the question because look, people are going to write and they're going to say, no, Michael Vick should just kill himself and this and that. I'm saying that once you pay your debt to society, at what point do you just say, fuck it, let the guy live?
Yeah.
At what point do you do it? Fuck it, let him live. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So what do you think? Do you think that the Michael Vick has been punched enough? Should he even be able to flip the coin at the Pro Bowl?
Can he flip the coin with the rest of the rapists?
Anyway, I was trying to leave a comment below and hit the bell for more notifications. I think that's it.
Boom.